Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope everybody is doing well as always, and I thank you for tuning in to the content. So in this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the most popular question that we have had for the last 3 to 4 months, and what a coincidence. So I want to dive into it. Essentially, we get asked a lot of questions on a regular basis through various forms in social media. And one of the big things that gets asked an awful lot lately, which is this a good time to learn how to trade? Isn't that convenient? And the reason why I want to ask, why I want to go into that question, because it really addresses the psychology around trading. I mean, you could not make this up. You know, we've been in a period, unfortunately, with the coronavirus and all this kind of stuff, and more people are at home, more and more people are uncertain. It's given people a wake-up call. And I understand why people are asking it, is this a good time to learn how to trade? To be honest, it's always a good time to learn how to trade. There is not one incredible thing. And the reason why I say that is because nobody truly knows what is going to happen in the market next. So how could you know? We can anticipate, we can have a good indication that, you know, momentum's going to come in and it's a good time to learn how to trade, but really and truly any time. There isn't this perfect time to do that. So the short answer to the question is that yes, it's always a good time to learn how to trade. But the most important thing that you want to ask yourself is, why are you asking that question? Are you asking it right now because maybe you've had a wake-up call? Well then, in that respect, good. You know, maybe you've had a wake-up call and realized, you know what, my current job, I'm not really fulfilled in it, I'm not happy with my life in general, and I need to get things together. And I've been thinking about trading for a while. I'm not going in it with a get-rich-quick mindset. I'm willing to commit my time to it, and I'm looking forward to fully investing myself into it. Then, of course, by all means, we would absolutely love to have you in a community. We have hundreds, over 1,000 now, of people with that mindset. So if you want to join us, then we would absolutely love that. But however, if you're coming in with the mindset of, is this a good time to learn to trade? Because you're in that fear-based mindset, maybe you've just been made redundant and you're thinking, well, trading might be good, or I just want to make some money online, or I want to make money at home, it's not going to go down well for you. And as much as we'd love to have you involved because you just want to get involved, you're getting involved for the wrong reasons. And you know, we stand for something, and if you don't stand for something, that you'll fall for anything. And I'm a firm believer in that. So Falcon's values, Falcon principles is, we want people involved that are fully invested. We want active people involved because you genuinely want to change your life, and you want to level yourself up and understand that the outcome will be a side effect of the hard work and the persistence and the resilience that you put in and show up day in, day out. So if you want to join for that reason, you want to join that level of thinking, then of course, but you have to ask yourself the question, are you thinking about learning how to trade just because the pandemic? You know, are you thinking about learning how to trade because you're worried about money and you think that it's going to be a get rich quick, or you think it's a good way to earn a side income? I can promise you this, 90% of people that come into trading because you want to earn it as a side income never earn a side income. Why is that? I mean, just ponder on that question for a while. Why is that? It's because you're already telling yourself that you're just going to be half-hearted at it. You know, it's just a bit of a side income, it's a bit of a side hustle, you know, I'll put in a little bit of work. You'll never get it, you're wasting your time. Don't do it in the first place. If you really want to succeed in trading, you've got to go all in. You've got to be willing to go in with the mindset that it could be a year and you've made zero money. Are you comfortable with that? Otherwise, don't do it. Are you comfortable going into trading with the mindset that, you know, what if it takes you 2 years and you've still not made any profit? Does that mean that you should give up? Not, of course not. You've heard some of the most resilient stories of people that made no money for nearly 2 to 3 years, sometimes more. For me, it was about 4 years. You know, I made money and I lost money, but really and truly, I'm talking about real money, it took a long, long time. So you have to have that mindset from the off. Now, of course, the reason why I started Falcon in the first place is to speed up that process, speed up that journey, and really go against the grain from how most people approach the markets. You know, a lot of the stuff that we do, it's not the typical thing. And it's because we keep things as simple as possible. Now, we're fully aware there's more than one way to trade the market successfully, but at the same time, you know, going back to that same question, the reason why I started Falcon in the first place was not to promote a get rich quick. The reason why I started Falcon was to empower people, inspire people, actually give people the confidence to be able to evolve themselves into their true potential. And that's happened. We've seen that happen for so many people. And what an incredible feeling it is to see people come in that are very shy individuals, and they've blossomed into some incredible individuals. So it's so cool to see that, because Falcon is so much more than that. So from that perspective, yes, if you're thinking about learning to trade and you want to get involved, and is it a good time? Of course it is. But it's always a good time to learn how to trade. But my one stipulation is this: please don't join us, or any trading community for that matter, if you think that this is going to be your holy grail or your saving grace, or you think you're going to come in and within 3 months you're going to be making $4,000 a week or $10,000 a month. It's unlikely to happen. And God forbid you actually do find that, you'll find a way to give it away. So you won't sustain it in the first place anyway. So it's the cold hard truth of it. And if more people came involved in trading with the right mindset, we'd have a higher success rate. I mean, people fear the success rate because we see the failure rate, right? They fear it because they see, 90% of people lose their account in 90 days. I mean, think about that for the moment. If you've heard that saying, let me know if you resonate with that, but think about that. It's quite difficult to do that. It's quite difficult to blow an account. Let me know, by the way, I've probably asked this question before, but you may not have seen that episode. Let me know in the comments if you've blown an account before, or how many times, and why that happened. But if you're sticking to 1% per trade, or even 2% per trade, or even 3% per trade, and you don't play with the numbers, it becomes quite difficult to blow your account. So if people had the right risk management and the right mindset, and they actually thought longer term from the off, we'd have much more successful traders. But the cold hard truth is, the majority of people come in with the mindset that they're just short-term thinkers and they never succeed. But if you're one of the rare people that you have a long-term mindset, and that you do think about the bigger picture, then you're giving yourself the best possible chance to succeed. And what is amazing with the Falcon community is that there are so many of them. I'm so surprised, and I'm always inspired by the amount of confidence and how humble and how focused some of these guys and girls are, even at a very, very young age, 20 years old, 19, 22, 23, the list goes on, of people that can think long term at that age, because most of the world doesn't. So, if you're already thinking longer term, then give yourself a pat on the back, because it's easy to get sucked into a lot of gimmicks. So going back to the question, we get asked a lot of questions, and I'm going to be doing my best to answer them all. But that one lately, what a coincidence, in this pandemic, just flooding in. Is it a good time to learn how to trade? What a coincidence. And I get it, I understand the mindset, but honestly, I would do you a disservice if I was to say, come on, learn how to trade because you're feeling vulnerable and playing on those emotions. No, not at all. We're not interested in that. If you want to join us for the right reasons, then we'd absolutely love it. You're going to get such an incredible support, incredible community, and tapping into the like-minded individuals worldwide, which is something that you can't really put a price on that. You can't measure that, because that's something that's truly special. I mean, so many lifelong friendships have happened from Falcon in the first place. I've made so many, and just to have the impact on people, whether they're still in Falcon or they've left, Falcon's impacted people in a very positive way, and I'm very proud of that, and I'll continue to be proud of that moving forward, and I'm excited for the things that we have in the works. So guys and girls, as always, if you have any burning questions similar to this, please feel free to send it in. We'll be happy to answer it. But I hope that gave you a little bit of clarity and something to really think about. Ask yourself, are you trading right now for the right reasons? Because I really, really hope that you are. That there's a much better chance for you to succeed if you just focused more on your mindset, that it was congruent with your technical skill. Regardless of whether you're trading the Falcon strategy or another strategy, you would put yourself in a much better position to actually succeed in the first place. So have a think about that. I'm just about to get into some journaling for myself. I always like to do that at night time. It's about 10 o'clock here in the UK at the moment, so I always like to do a little bit of journaling, and I'm going to be reflecting on a few things, a lot of great things that we have in the works, and just kind of reflecting at this point. I can't believe it's nearly June already. That's crazy, right? Let me know in the comments if you felt like this year has kind of gone past. I know it's been a bit of a strange one over the last few months, but it goes by very quick. So when you're thinking about, I can't afford to invest in myself, I can't afford to take that course, or I can't afford to put myself in this position, you can't afford not to. Time is the most precious commodity that we have, and it's going to go by anyway, whether you do something or not. So set yourself up for success. Make the tough choices now and invest in yourself, because that becoming the asset, that's what's going to give you the long-term generational wealth, and that's what we're building here. So I'm going to get into some journaling, and again, I thank you all for tuning in. Guys and girls, have an incredible weekend ahead. Let us know your #1 takeaways from this episode, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone.